Item Number SCP-2020-CA. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2020-CA is to be kept in a 2-room cell inside Site K. The cell may be furnished to SCP-2020-CA's liking within reason, and SCP-2020-CA is permitted some freedom in selecting sources of entertainment. Video games are a popular choice. SCP-2020-CA is allowed a computer with an internet connection for the sake of communication and entertainment, though all uploaded information is automatically screened for security purposes. Such permissions are allowed due to SCP-2020-CA's good behavior. Subject is permitted to freely wander Site K if accompanied by at least one member of Site K's security personnel. This is to ensure that SCP-2020-CA does not come into contact with any SCPs of Euclid class or higher. When preparing to test with other SCPs, subject is to be escorted to the testing chamber by no fewer than 6 armed security personnel to ensure that no anomalous effects of it or other SCPs in nearby containment or testing chambers are triggered. Description: SCP-2020-CA is a Caucasian male with brown hair, facial hair, and glasses. It is 1.7 meters, 5.6 feet, tall, weighs roughly 99.8 kilograms, 220 pounds, and is 30 years old as of 2019. Excluding its astigmatism, for Christ's sake, get the man a new pair of glasses. Dr. Anonymous. SCP-2020-CA is entirely healthy, and its biology is consistent with that of an average human male of its age. SCP-2020-CA's legal name prior to containment was Jason, but will respond to a handful of nicknames, including Jay and Jason. SCP-2020-CA is a former D-Class personnel, D-825, that was brought to the attention of Foundation personnel after numerous additional anomalies were observed in test environments, including tests with SCP-1028-CA, SCP-39-CA, and SCP. Further investigation by Foundation personnel discovered that even SCP-2020-CA becoming a D-Class personnel is anomalous in its own right, as a major oversight in courtroom papers resulted in SCP-2020-CA having its identity and court summons for a minor traffic violation swapped with that of a serial killer. Despite its pleading, SCP-2020-CA was sentenced to death, entering it into the pool of potential D-Class personnel. All digital recordings of the trial, transcripts, audio, and video, as well as other trials performed on the same day, had their files corrupted in what appeared to be a coincidental system malfunction. When SCP-2020-CA was informed that it was under review for reclassification, it expressed relief and claimed, quote, "Maybe that's why everything I do is so weird," unquote. After being asked to elaborate, SCP-2020-CA said that it had a tendency to, quote, "attract trouble," unquote, and that its friends told it that it has, quote, "absurdly good or bad luck," unquote. After further goading, SCP-2020-CA shared numerous stories of extremely unlikely and/or seemingly supernatural events. Tales that it has shared with Foundation personnel are quite detailed, specific, and consistent in delivery, lending them credibility despite their inherent absurdity. Tests were run using a lie detector machine to determine whether it was lying, and no significant discrepancies were found. Further investigation in police records and questioning of potential witnesses seems to corroborate these stories. On its own, a standard human with high and low swings of luck and a backlog of strange stories would not classify as an anomaly in the eyes of the Foundation. However, SCP-2020-CA is unique in that its good and bad fortune has, in several cases, been directly related to or caused by another SCP known to the Foundation. Known SCPs involved in SCP-2020-CA's stories include SCP-3337-CA, SCP-1225-CA, and SCP-CA, among others. Document 2020-A. Below is a log of known interactions and/or tests between SCP-2020-CA and other SCPs. This includes incidents prior to SCP-2020-CA's containment, tests during its time as a D-Class personnel, and tests after its reclassification as an SCP. Logs are listed in approximate chronological order, though due to the nature of SCP-2020-CA's acquisition and reclassification, specific details may be inaccurate or unavailable. Date: August 2012. Parties involved: SCP-2020-CA, SCP-3337-CA. Description of events: SCP-2020-CA was driving to a mall in Pennsylvania late in the evening. Was riding in the passenger seat. A pickup truck in the left lane passed them before colliding with SCP-3337-CA on the highway, launching it into the air and onto SCP-2020-CA's car, collapsing the windshield. SCP-2020-CA was forced to pull over due to obscured vision. SCP-3337-CA, quickly recovering from the impact, made its way over to SCP-2020-CA's vehicle and proceeded to... Both SCP-2020-CA and miraculously survived the encounter, though both recovered in fecal matter and shattered glass. The driver of the pickup truck is currently unknown. Date: March 2016. Parties involved: SCP-2020-CA. Pending classification. Description of events: SCP-2020-CA entered a house in the forest outside of... Over the course of the night, the house proceeded to produce numerous supernatural, ghostly entities, including those resembling SCP and SCP-CA. SCP-2020-CA said it is unsure whether the house itself produced the anomalous entities or if an unseen entity further inside the house was responsible. Mobile Task Force MTF Theta-6, Ease of Access, deployed to contain the site. Notes: It's clear that SCP-2020-CA may be useful in discovering and containing unknown anomalies. Useful as these tips may be, I hope he eventually runs out of stories. I'd hate to find out he's accidentally making these things. Dr. Anonymous. Date: December 2016. Parties involved: SCP-2020-CA, SCP-1225-CA. Description of events: SCP-2020-CA and were meeting for the holidays when his neighbor transformed into an instance of SCP-1225-CA. This manifestation is significant because, if SCP-2020-CA's recollection of the date is to be believed, it is the first documented SCP-1225-CA appearance. Investigation of due to their apparent connection to SCP-1225-CA pending O5 approval. Date: October 2018. Parties involved: SCP-2020-CA, then classified as D-825, D-5113, SCP-1028-CA-2 through 5. Description of events: SCP-2020-CA entered the staged home environment where D-5113 was waiting. Shortly after SCP-2020-CA entered the room, it and D-5113 engaged in a scripted recital of the exchange typically given before an SCP-1028-CA event. This caused the manifestation of SCP-1028-CA-2 through 5, and the rest of the SCP-1028-CA event proceeded as usual. It is theorized that the triggering of an SCP-1028-CA event is tied to the nickname used to refer to SCP-2020-CA in the test. Date: May 12, 2019. Parties involved: SCP-2020-CA, then classified as D-825, researcher SCP-39-CA. Description of events: Test was being run on SCP-39-CA's reactions to various forms of music. SCP-2020-CA was instructed to... In response, SCP-39-CA resulting in the disappearance of SCP-2020-CA's arms. Its arms reappeared after approximately 20 minutes, and its motor functions returned to normal, though it reported feelings of exhaustion, as if it had, quote, just been lifting weights for 3 hours, unquote. Subject made a full recovery. Incident Log 2020-X1. During a containment breach of SCP-192-21-CA, SCP-2020-CA inexplicably recontainment of SCP-192-21-CA took approximately resulting in the deaths of Agent Dr. and D-Class personnel. SCP-2020-CA was given Class D amnestics during his medical examination to prevent any recollection of the event and ensure the reversal of SCP-192-21-CA's psychological effects. Addendum 2020-X1. As of today, these two are never to be kept in the same facility ever again. We can't risk a containment breach this dangerous happening a second time. I don't know what that thing has against him, but it's better that the two of them forget the other exists. O5A.